This is NBR Today. PGG Wrightson's plan to sell off its seeds business has come into doubt today as the Commerce Commission published a letter of concerns. The Commerce Commission says it's now seeking submissions on the sale to a Danish co-op, citing concerns about potential competition issues. PGG Wrightson announced the deal in August, saying the $421 million sale to DLF Seeds offered compelling value to shareholders. DLF applied for competition clearance on October 1, and the Commission had been due to publish its decision by November 28. However, submissions on the matter are now due by December 14 and cross-submissions by December 21. NBR's Shoeshine made plain his view on the deal today, writing, "You have to suspend all cynicism to believe the company line that it hired experts to do a strategic review that concluded it was a great idea to sell its largest seeds business, return the cash and shrink itself by half into irrelevancy, and that this plan is unequivocally good for all shareholders." Shoeshine's view is that this transaction is designed to assist the major shareholder. The High Court has heard the matriarch of one of this country's wealthiest families is upset no one invested in push pay on her behalf, as a week-long trial has begun into the Hulich family's financial arrangements. The long-running dispute between Elizabeth Hulich against sons Chris and Michael and grandson Peter has made its way to trial after originally starting 4 years ago against just Chris Hulich. The hearing began with a warning from Judge Jeffrey Venning to Miss Hulich's new lawyer, Graham Little, that the case by her legal team was not well developed. The original statement of claim has been amended 9 times. The case centres on a Kiwi Bank loan facility created when Elizabeth mortgaged some of her St Heliers properties, which he says was to help Chris and Peter when they were cash-strapped. The case is continuing for the rest of the week. State Services Minister Chris Hipkins has indicated small businesses are unlikely to face more red tape as a result of the government review of the whistleblowing legislation. Public consultation on proposed changes to the Protected Disclosures Act closes this Friday. The State Services Commission has put up 5 options for change. National has said they go too far, while others argue they don't go far enough. But Mr Hipkins is determined changes will be made to the 18-year-old law without imposing more paperwork on small to medium-sized businesses for no added value.
Whistleblowing is a vital safeguard against corruption, against wrongdoing, and we've got to provide some protection for people who blow the whistle on that. The case of the Joanne Harris case, which was in the public service of where people were trying to blow the whistle and they found themselves out of jobs as a result of that, that's completely unacceptable. We've got to have better safeguards in place. You know, ultimately, the person who did that ended up in jail, and yet the people who were trying to call that out ended up losing their jobs. That's not right.
ASX-listed THC Global is entering the New Zealand cannabis-based product market, hoping to undercut existing suppliers. THC Global set up subsidiary THC Pharma New Zealand to import European company Endoka's products into New Zealand. The company says it will start being distributed to patients in the next few weeks once it gets MedSafe approval. The products could be prescribed by doctors without government approval under the Special Access Scheme. However, Medical Cannabis Awareness New Zealand coordinator Shane LeBrun doubts Endoka will get MedSafe approval or succeed in New Zealand because he says the company doesn't do clinical trials and it isn't really a pharmaceutical company. THC Global says the existing cannabis-based medicine costs patients $14,000 a year and says the Endoka products will sell at a substantially lower price. The departing senior executives of forestry biotech company Rubicon are seeking unspecified severance payments, despite requests from some shareholders that no exit payments be made. According to Rubicon's interim report published on Thursday, Chief Executive Luke Moriarty and Chief Financial Officer Mark Taylor are claiming certain severance payments, which they've not quantified at this point, pursuant to their employment agreements. In August, concerns were expressed as it was revealed Rubicon shareholders suffered huge losses, while directors received total fees of $4.3 million, and Mr Moriarty received $7.2 million in salaries, bonuses and retention payments. So too tomorrow. Victoria Young speaks to New Zealand Women's Law Journal co-editor Alana Colley as the organisation publishes an account from one of the 5 Russell McVeigh summer clerks who were involved in allegations of sexual assault and abuse at the firm. For more on that and other stories, head to our website. Enjoy your evening.
To unlock your 2 free articles a week, head to nbr.co.nz.